You are being watched.
Hello, welcome back to WhatAreMovie. I'm Tony.
And I'm Harold Finch.
Oh, well, I wouldn't want to be Harold Finch right now because the Samaritan is operational.
Your reaction to that?
I was really thrown off. Yeah, you're being hunted for.
Yep.
Why would you want to be Harold right now? Are they going to find him? So last time was Death Benefit, which I like the name of. We didn't really discuss that, but it was basically the benefit of killing someone would have meant a lot to the world, I guess. Saved a lot of people, but they didn't go through with it.
No.
Yeah, really cool episode. Really liked it. Yeah. So Shaw got shot.
Yeah.
Harold's disappeared.
Yep.
And Samaritan came online.
Yes.
Yeah, my god. This is Season 3, Episode 21, Beta. This aired on the 29th of April 2014, directed by Frederick Toye, and written by Hennen and Dietz, which we've seen all these people. Beta. Beta test.
I guess that's talking about the machine, yeah.
The machine?
The Samaritan.
The second machine.
The second
Samaritan. So, is it going to find him right away?
Hopefully not.
I don't know if you noticed, so on the machine it obviously had Nathan Ingram on there, and it had Harold's different aliases he's used. It also had a different it's a different interface entirely. Yeah. So I wonder if we'll get any of that.
Maybe.
But yeah, what Shaw and Reese gonna do?
What's Root?
Don't know. Has Harold taken Bear? Because you did mention it showed the library and Bear wasn't there, so maybe.
But has Root still got Bear?
No, I don't think so. Because she was on a motorbike last time with and went on it, stole a jet and went to Miami. Yeah. So the government are going ahead with tests and see what's going on. Will it go well? Will the test go well?
Hopefully not.
What will happen? Do you reckon we'll see vigilance?
Probably. It's got a machine.
Don't know. We'll see. Let's get on with it. I'm very excited. 3 episodes left. My god, this season's so good. 4 reactions in the description. You do your own copy to watch along. Just make sure to come back. We'll talk all about it. Let's go.
Hello. Oh god, is Grace going to get pulled into this? Because he's...
Please, my fiance.
You reckon?
I'm sorry.
I mean...
Because they could question...
They're showing a lot of her right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Operation Conflict Convenience System Online! Obscuring digital footprint.
Oh my god. I've got goosebumps of that.
It's so good. Eliminate threats to system survival. Instant. Oh.
Open the register now!
This is so good. Oh my god. That sounds like Shaw's theme.
Take the diapers, kids better off with a father.
Like, who the hell are you? Man, it's so cool seeing it from Samaritan's view.
Inside job. For the ice cream.
It's so smooth. That's so good.
I just kneecapped that guy.
Who died and made you Finch?
It's a rule I gotta play until the real one comes back.
It's been over a week. No call, no text.
Oh, nice to see you too, John. You can peek around that corner.
Ambush.
Decima trigger times. Waiting for you with no less than 1 RPG-7.
Ooh.
We need to get invisible.
Oh. How'd you do that in New York City?
Yeah.
New York City. I love how before she even said Decima, the music played.
Decima's machine is online. See us anywhere and everywhere in the 5 boroughs of New York City. All it can do is watch us and follow. Remember,
Just a little test.
2 gods playing with the same deck of cards. We need to find another way.
Oh, that noise. That was so cool. What do you think of the interface?
Oh, it's so weird.
I assume the system would be a little more professional.
Just a test.
Espresso machine is on its way. Look, those 4 hours have already produced. Probable terrorists pinpointed, categorized, and tracked up to the second GPS.
That's very impressive.
We have a hard target for you soon.
Fine.
scary but impressive. But
Any one of these guys is practically gift wrap.
And we'll deliver.
But he
Not
wants.
until after we've located Harold.
yeah, of course, they're just using
Where
it.
are we on that?
Samaritan couldn't find a lead, sir. Consider turning on its higher, more cognitive functions.
Simple reason we don't have the hardware.
How about the next best thing? Ask it to find his closest living connection.
It's gonna come up with Grace, isn't it?
Hug the wall.
We make it that far, and maybe we don't get shot by the 6th Decimate agents.
It's just like just completely changed how they work. Like,
Yeah.
just. Damn, the sounds are so creepy. Sounds like Beast.
Camera angle switches with oncoming traffic.
Hmm.
Come on.
That's
Clever.
interesting. Yeah.
John,
You gotta.
with
Ah.
the switches, we're screwed. We can't worry about irrelevant numbers.
Telling us to lay low, then handing us a new number?
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
true.
time.
This is a life, and Finch would tell us to save it.
Exactly.
I need more than just numbers. I want a name.
Fine. I'll tell you on. Oh no.
What? Who is it?
It's them. Grace.
Looks like
It's
Samaritan's
Grace.
found a connection.
It's Grace.
Who is she?
I'm not sure. Could be.
Bring her to me.
I don't like the show.
It would have been great if it didn't show us the clips of her at the beginning,
Yeah.
I think, but still.
Let not your hearts be troubled.
Damn.
In
She's
my
got
father's
red.
house, prepare
Oh,
a place
man.
for you. I will come again.
It's only her as well.
I would have thought at least one. A friend or a coworker.
One other person who knew how truly special Harold was and wanted to
Made
say
me tear up. Damn.
I'm expecting to see him like in the background somewhere.
It's interesting that it's up and down instead of
Yeah.
left to right.
Cedric's, you ordered a car?
JFK?
I'm going to a job interview in Italy.
Ooh.
Terrified.
Nice of you to do that.
Late for the flu shot.
Nice timing.
Noise.
Detective Stills.
Oh, of course he is.
Where did you come from?
Oh no, they just straight on.
Image cap, I believe you're familiar with the two.
Zachary!
Sounds so English.
Deploy all operatives into the field. Bring
Damn, he talk.
Grace
Yeah.
Hendricks. And eliminate the rest.
Nope. I do not condone. Grace.
Give it to Fusco. But then you're putting him in danger.
You can't be in here. More police. You're killing me with that. It's not safe for you in here. Lionel, meet Grace.
detective saved my life.
Yeah, they're good at that.
Units, take position.
What are they going to do? They can't storm. I mean, it's
Yeah, they're
that's the only
storming
thing they
the
can do.
Hold your position. This situation may require a certain amount of finesse.
Yes.
What did you say?
Tact.
Why would someone want to hurt me?
I can't tell you what's going on.
What's she ever done? Like just painted paintings.
Yeah.
Stills and his partner, are they always like that?
They've saved my life dozens of times. Trust me, they're the good guys.
Special Agent Maybank, we take her into custody.
You just happen to know she's here.
I have a warrant.
Your trick, but you ain't getting anywhere.
What's your problem, Detective?
Special Agent Maybank.
I had a feeling she was tied to something bigger. I can bring her to you in the interrogation room. Right this way.
He's gonna get him out though. Like,
He is. Yeah, he's got to be playing this guy. He knows. He's too good.
that door.
He took too much joy from that.
Let's go. Picked her up with 2 unregistered weapons.
Hate to crash the party. Mutual friend thought I could help from here.
Get yourself arrested.
Wouldn't be the first time.
She was also an FBI agent.
Yeah. Well,
In evidence locker 779B, there's a coil of copper wire, a roll of duct tape, and an extension cord.
Is that all Cocoa Puffs?
she's just playing with him.
Tell our
Right.
men to position themselves around the station. Where
He must know who she is.
Yeah, they met.
Yeah.
We're not the only ones with eyes and ears everywhere.
Two gods play the same stack of cards.
Yeah.
Deck of cards, whatever.
What is there? Oh.
Where you going?
He's not even Detective Stills.
That's his brother.
Hendricks, Grace R. BFA Rhode Island School of Design, MFA Yale. Smart lady. If you're not shot by one of 3 former Force Recon scout snipers, you'll be grabbed by some lummox named Zachary.
Bloody Zachary.
Fate far worse than the lies told to protect you in this room.
Believe it or not, she's one of the good guys, too.
What is going on? I barely believe this is a police station.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame her.
Sit tight and we'll keep you alive.
That sounds like a perfect bargaining chip.
This is so cool. The hell?
What's that?
An induction coil. Wires from all the cameras run through this wall, which I'm overloading with 110 volts of electricity. Just cooking it a little.
Very clever.
Nice.
You're gonna want to dispose of that.
Anything else, Princess?
Your phone and an unmarked car.
He just goes along with it that way. I mean, he has for a while.
Just down the street.
All units, there's been an explosion on
What?
Grand Street. It's an abandoned 3-story building. Respond immediately.
They use that as a cover to get out of there.
What do you think?
Jesus.
It was always 50-50.
Oh, Jesus.
What the hell, people?
Get Miss Hendricks to safety.
Zachary Binks!
Wake up. No.
I've got her,
Oh, Grace. Oh, John.
Come on, John. He tried.
Thing is, I don't know why they've taken Grace, because Grace is just gonna be like, he died.
Yeah, but maybe that's not the reasoning.
You sure we're safe here?
So they're slightly out of the camera's reach, right?
And yes, as long as we're outside the 5 boroughs, Samaritan can't see this far.
She's their way to get defense.
Still the faithful watchdog, huh?
You can help us or not.
Everything in red. These are dead zones. When Decima took Grace, they disappeared to this spot. An entire port blacked out to surveillance.
Wow, that sounds like a good place to begin.
How do either of you plan on getting us back into the city?
There's our ride.
Hide as delivery, or just hide in the back?
Like, Grace has no idea about
She
any
does
of
not deserve
this.
any of this, but this is the reason Harold had to leave,
Yeah.
because he didn't want any of this for her, right?
Where am I, damn it?
Where you are is of very little interest, my dear. Who you are? Now, that's a question worth pursuing.
What right do you have?
Your questions only delay my own. Please.
I hate him.
That's the point, I think. Definitely helps that he's kidnapped poor Grace, who's just done nothing.
Now, tell me, Grace Hendricks, who exactly are you?
Grace Hendricks.
I mean, if anyone's able to get back into New York City, them too.
I took the liberty of grabbing a few of these. As long as we're here, we're flying blind.
Yes, crazy.
Chance for some good old-fashioned.
I was going to say real recon, I literally was. Yeah.
She's got to be on one of those 4 container ships.
You're sure you saw 4 ship terminal manifest, only lists 3.
Well.
What do you say we take a look behind door number 4?
You two head below deck, try to find Grace. I'll keep watch up here.
This seems scary
Yeah.
and dangerous, but like I said, they're up for the challenge, these guys.
I'm also like, a torch is the best thing.
It's a big crew to run a ship this size.
So where is everybody?
Was that a body? Yes. Oh?
Or job well done.
Decima.
But why would they poison the crew?
You guys might want to come up here. Computer servers. I'd say there's about 60 per container. 3 guesses what Decima's gonna use them for. But you won't need 3.
But it's already online.
You think it's scary now? A child learning to crawl. These servers are for when it can run.
Jesus, they didn't even give him a second. Child learning to crawl.
Yeah.
But maybe this can help.
Couldn't have aimed 2 inches higher.
Everybody's a critic today. Let's just go find your computer.
We just saved you.
Yeah.
Ready when you are. machine found where they came from. A building in Brooklyn. She's telling me to stay put. I've got work to do.
Ooh.
She gonna sabotage all the...
I mean...
Oh, why?
Well,
Why? Because he's British, he has to have
parched.
tea.
Yeah, of course. Of course. You reckon she's gonna sabotage them?
Believes that you were born on the 12th of April, 1969, to Paul and Marilyn Hendricks. Your bedroom was the upper right one, overlooking the street.
Please don't be a creepy British guy.
I mean, it's well beyond that.
Charming couple.
They still live. That's for Fred, if I've heard
Who are
her.
you?
You studied history of art. Just think of me as Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel.
Doesn't think
Lying on
much
his
of himself. I like this shot. That's pretty cool.
Michelangelo painted it standing up.
Ever been married?
I'm sure that file of yours can tell you the answers now.
A woman of your beauty, obvious talent. Think you'd be quite a catch.
Are you
I was
coming on to
engaged
me?
once, but he's dead now.
I'm truly sorry.
But she's
How
not.
did it happen?
This is gonna be the hard bit that she's gonna find out.
His name was Harold.
That music coming in right there, so good.
Please tell me about Harold. I hope his burial provided you with a modicum of closure.
Not a burial. His remains were lost at sea.
Yeah.
Orphan with a love of art and a heart of gold. So he told you.
Are you implying that Harold lied to me? Are you out of your mind?
I'm simply trying to discern
Imagine
whether
hearing all
you
this.
lied to me about this man.
My dad was an alcoholic. You get good at spotting lies. Start expecting them from everyone. How do I know what Harold told me was true? Against every instinct, I gave him my trust.
You truly loved him, didn't you?
I wouldn't have done anything to save
Pointless
him.
now. He left her to protect her, and now
Harold
it's
wouldn't
happened.
have done anything for me.
I mean, he literally has done anything for her, yeah. Literally, like you said.
I have no doubt.
Why are you so interested in Harold?
Your tea's gone cold.
You know what? She's really good. Like, I wish we saw more of her.
Yeah.
Like, her acting was great. So,
Samaritan has located their car.
Get out of the car! Hands up!
I don't think it's that easy.
How did you get this vehicle?
I asked for $1. They gave me the keys.
Now, why would they create a distraction? Dragged us all the way to one side of the city. Unless they were on their way to the other. Our location has been compromised.
This episode, man. So cool.
Next time, we're getting separate trunks.
They're both in there.
My favorite thing about New York cabbies?
They don't ask questions?
Yeah.
Terrible memories.
No.
See?
Decima's holed up in there somewhere. And if we're lucky, so is Grace.
Let's make some noise.
Oh. We get full short in this episode.
Yeah. She's off the chain. She don't
Somebody
even...
call tech support? You find Grace?
Let's heave the warm. We just missed her.
Friend here is gonna tell us everything.
Oh, I sincerely doubt that. She's with me. Quite safe.
Let her go.
Just a bullet.
I don't think he cares.
Amusing Virtuals. Already dead.
The fuck is...
At dawn,
Jesus.
Grace will be at the Jefferson Bridge. I'll be very happy to return her to you in exchange for Harold Finch. Your agreement is irrelevant.
Why does he
Get the
want
message
Harold
to
so
Mr.
much?
Finch.
Like,
I expect he'll cooperate. Don't be late.
do you know what I mean, though?
Why do you
It's
think?
got such a, like, a... Be up
Fascination.
his arse about it.
We got a few hours to come up with a way to save Grace.
Ah. Love how they just all kill themselves.
The machine says the security camera overlooking the entrance to Grace's building just went out.
Ah.
Finch.
How did you take out the camera?
I still have a few tricks left. I'd hoped maybe it wasn't too late, that I could warn her.
Ugh.
They want me, don't they?
We just got you back. The three of us will come up with some kind of way.
No, any change of plans would put Grace at risk, and I can't allow that.
He'd do anything.
I'll trade myself for her.
Whatever you want, Finch.
God.
Thank you. There's one more thing.
Where's Beth?
I'd like you to avoid violence if at all possible. But if they harm Grace in any way, kill them all.
I knew it was coming. Oh. I mean, she literally said it. He'd do anything. Like, my God. Ugh.
This is the best plan.
We had no choice, Lionel.
I don't like it.
No one fires a shot unless we have to.
Don't do this, Harold. We'll think of something. We face worse.
I don't know. Don't know about that.
Worse? Have we? I don't think so. From the day the machine went online, never be able to sever myself from it. Anyone I ever cared about was in danger. I tried to guard myself, stay hidden. Here we still are. This moment was inevitable. This moment was always looking for me.
God. Her reaction though, she's literally about to get him back and taken at the same time. I have to accept it. Where's Root?
She's busy, isn't she?
It's for Grace when she's safe. There was no other way.
Damn.
Keep yourself alive, Harold. I'll be coming for you.
Remember what I said. She's all that matters.
Man.
Walk a straight line. 100 paces. Don't take off the blindfold until you're all the way there.
Must be so confusing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you blubbering?
Nah.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's just...
You're not even going to see each other.
I mean, at least they did the courtesy of blindfolding her for him, right?
Get her out of here now.
Oh, man.
What do they want with him?
Guess that's a question, isn't it? To find out. 4 minutes. Oh, is it 3 hours? Okay.
Day like today, it's gotta feel good to come home.
Oh, she missed her interview.
Hey, you gonna be okay?
Honestly, I don't know. Is it gonna be safe here?
No. They have what they want for now. Why you should open this. A job you were looking at in Italy, you've been selected for the position.
I didn't even go on the interview.
It's a good time to start over.
He thought of everything, didn't he?
Yeah.
Please don't look back.
Did you know him, Harold? Is he what this was all about?
All I know for sure is you loved him. He loved you back.
Good use of past tense there.
Yeah, exactly.
Step away from the door!
There we go. Showing it how it works.
One terrorist has requested his real name and what he was planning.
So they're
Assuming
not.
everything
So
pans
what they're
out,
doing with Harold?
I'll be in touch.
Samaritans losing the feeds then?
For the moment, to gain the senator's confidence and something far more valuable.
Goodbye, Samaritan. I thought the episode was
At
going
least
to
they currently have the power to switch it off. Because obviously the machine is so much itself that it's that.
Decima's lost the feeds. The only one watching is her.
We lost Finch, which means we've lost everything.
Not everything. We now have 7 of Samaritan's servers. Like I said. Trust me.
You should do something.
Yeah.
You blindfolded her. I appreciate that.
Didn't want to get off the wrong foot.
This is so weird.
After all, you've been a very hard man to find.
So, that was the beta. the Samaritan beta test. What did you think of that episode?
I hate him.
Who, Greer? I think that's the point.
I also hate the fact they make him so British.
Well, it's so good. I love it.
Do you fancy some tea? We don't all go around drinking fucking pots of tea.
We do. You go to bloody tea parties all the time. What are you talking about?
For an afternoon tea.
Exactly. Who does that?
Everyone, if you want cakes and scones.
Anyway, what did you think though, overall? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a good episode.
It was very good. Very, very good. It is a shame. Like I said, I wanted you... This was the episode I wanted you to avoid the thumbnail for because it had the picture of Grace in the thumbnail. However, they just showed... I kind of wish that bit at the beginning wasn't there.
I think I would have guessed Grace anyway because when it says...
Someone related
or something, I would have been like, oh...
Who could it be? Yeah. But the way it... Yeah, I kind of would have preferred that reveal going through the episode, I think. But... Otherwise, still an amazing episode. I loved it. I love that we're seeing it all through the Samaritan's eyes.
Yes, the interface.
I read a little bit about it because in the previous episode, right at the end, which is going up tonight as of recording this, at the end when Samaritan came online, I changed the border around the footage to the circle. I had to make it up because there wasn't a high enough quality image of it, so I made it up myself, and I even cropped the footage to be circular when it came online. So I was like, yeah, I got to do that. But yeah, I saw a little bit more information in that. The machine sees in I can't explain it. It's like what's it called? Fisheye lens. One of them is that. So it's it tilts upwards and to the middle like that. Do you know what I mean? Like the corners are that. Whereas the other one sees the other way where the tops curve. And you can see. I know that's a little detail, but I really like that it's just slightly different, and I like the interface is different. Even the timeline, instead of going left to right, it was up and down.
Yeah, it's the age sort of thing as well.
Oh yeah, it's a newer thing.
Yeah, because. The machine is still just as powerful, but it was obviously created on an older system, so it probably still uses the same sort of interface.
Oh yeah, it hasn't updated its interface since it was made. Yeah.
Whereas we're seeing a new, this is what if it was made now would look like.
Possibly, yeah. So yeah, that's why I like it. I like the differences as well, and obviously instead of squares, there's circles around people, and there's for targets there's a red triangle, which is really cool. But yeah, I also I've spoke about how much I love how the show looks and the transitions of the camera and stuff like that, and now we've got a second version of that. Wow, we had a second version of that for this episode, didn't we? So yeah, it was just really cool to see that. So I love it. Starts off we get a little flashback to Grace, but like I said, Grace, the actress should be in more. She was very good in it. It's I don't know, the whole thing as well, her talking about him and him talking about her, hits a bit more, because in real life they're married, so, it's just but it actually starts off showing Samaritan is coming online.
Yes.
Comes online, and then the machine's oh, okay, obscuring digital footprint.
Yeah.
Disappearing. Two gods.
Do you see the robbery in the shop?
Yes, there's a store, just a stick up. So basically, they're still working numbers, but they're doing it. We won't really go into detail about that, but I love how blasé, how
Sure is.
Yeah, she kind of sides with him, but she tells him how to get away with it. Your kid needs a dad.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
And then she leaves. Reese is outside, and this is where we find out Reese has kind of taken on the role of Finch. Because he's been gone for a week. Yeah.
And they have not heard
and then all of a sudden they get ambushed and pulled into an alley.
By Root.
Because there's a black cars ready to ambush him with assault rifles and all this.
Yeah.
They need to go off the grid.
Yeah, off the grid, because literally Samaritan's watching and can track them. It's an open system. It can literally pinpoint a person and follow them. And you can ask it to do that. That's the difference. Whereas
and someone can relay that information.
Yeah. So, like I said, I think I mentioned it later on. She said two gods are now playing with the same deck of cards. Chuck away your phones, chuck away this. And I love how when they went to go down the corridor and you saw the camera, it made that weird Samaritan noise. I really like it. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Yeah.
Because the AI in that made a weird, like,
Yeah.
computery noise. Yeah, it's creepy. Yeah.
But we find out that they asking Samaritan to look into who the living
Yeah, so
relative
it cuts
or
to
something
it cuts to the room where they've got Samaritan set up.
Yeah.
I think the senator turns up
because
then.
they can't find Harold. Yeah.
No, the senator turns up and as well is like, is this? I thought it would be a bit more professional.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like just a beta test, like
Yeah.
you know. Yeah. So they try to find the closest
Yeah, because
connection.
he says that we've got some leads. We'll let you know when we get
Yes,
someone.
like, and he
Then
shows
the
like
senator-
there's like 7 or something
Yeah.
people.
We've got enough to back it up. We'll give you them.
Yeah, because he's like, you've had it for 4 hours, and what? It's like, we've got plenty of leads. We're pointing them to GPS to the second, like, you know.
Yeah.
When he leaves, Virgil is even like, we can give him so much right now.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, but we're
But we
looking
need to
for
get Harold first.
So look for the closest connection, and it starts loading. But it
We
cuts
see the
back
clip
to...
of her at the Harold's funeral, don't we?
Not quite yet, no, because we see Root, Shaw, and Reese, because we don't know it's Grace yet. The bar has only started going, so we see Root, Shaw, and Reese, and she's like, wait for the stop sign, because the camera changes.
Yeah. Oh, and
and
then
as
the
they
phone
go,
rings.
the phone rings, and Root's like, come on, we don't have time. And he's like, Finch would want us to save this person.
Yeah.
It's a life, we need to. And he gets the number, he's like, look, your machine needs to just give us a name right now.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm getting the net. Oh no.
And then it pans to that, and then they see it's
Grace
Grace.
Hendricks. And that's when it cuts to 2010.
The
I didn't even
funeral.
think of this. The funeral wasn't even a funeral, a burial.
No.
It was a memoriam because
His
there was
body was
bodies
left
lost.
at sea.
Because obviously there was no body because he's still alive. But
Yeah.
But the bit that breaks me as well is when she's like, I would have thought at least someone, anyone, would have turned up.
Friend, co-worker.
Anybody. Yeah. Then we see her in 2014 leaving her house.
Yep. She's off to Italy for an interview.
And the cab driver seems quite into it. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, my daughter would love to. Have you got a website?
Yeah. And he gets his
Needle.
Reese.
Yeah, Reese and Shaw are there to save the day. Detective
She's like-
Steele's still using the
They're like, we
still
need to get you
using
somewhere
it.
safe.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is when I like it does a lot of like cutting out to what Samaritan and they're seeing,
Yeah.
and they're like, "I'm sure you recognize these two people. We're tracking them right now."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Zachary, big old Zachary, like, go get him, kill him, get Grace." Yeah, but they take her to.
Fusco.
Yeah, I love how when they walk in, Fusco's like, "Oh no, not today!"
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
really,
you can't. Like they've got cameras in here now. Like you're
Detective
gonna...
Steele's. He's like, you can't keep pulling that on me. Like,
No.
it's like, look after Grace. That's basically it. But the police station gets surrounded because they've obviously pinpointed it. But Grace and Fusco have a little chat,
Yeah, with some coffee and stuff.
and he's like, because like she's even like, are they always like that? Steele's and his
Yeah.
father. It's like, believe me,
they're the good guys.
yeah, they're the good guys. Yeah.
And then Root turns up because she's been
No,
arrested.
before that, some
Oh yeah.
the ministry. I don't know. I can't remember what it
With a
was.
warrant for Grace.
Yeah, yeah,
And
they
Shaw's
even
a bit like,
nice
what?
trick, but you're not getting anywhere. And then that's when Fusco comes up. It's like, oh hey, yeah, of course, yeah, come this way.
Yeah.
I'll bring her to the interrogation room.
If you want to.
I love Shaw's like,
Get set up in
what
this
the
one.
hell?
Yeah.
And I love the smile on Lyle, and then Lionel.
The camera just pans to Reese in the corner.
Well, it
of the
doesn't even
room.
pan. It pans like to the reflection of
Yeah.
him. It's so good.
Then you just see the through
Fusco's
the glass.
just smiling. It's like, all right, Sergeant.
And that's when Root gets brought into the police station. Because you
Yes.
literally see, like, you can see Fusco a bit like,
Yeah.
and Mr. Hood, and she's just like, hello, could you handcuff me?
You got yourself arrested? It's like, well, it wouldn't be the first time.
No. But she wants some
I think
from
somewhere-
evidence locker 718, and
Yeah.
she wants coil and copper and
Duct tape and this and that. And he's like, all right, anything else? But I think she mentions, like, or someone mentions, like, the only eyes and ears right now are Samaritans.
Yeah.
We need to, be careful. Because I think maybe even Reese asks him to turn the cameras off. Yeah. This is when Grace sees the poster. You didn't see it straight away, did you? I saw it. I was like, oh no.
Missing.
I would have just used like a oh, that's my brother.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I get it. Like
with everything crazy going on, you would immediately jump to that.
Yeah. I even love how when she's leaving, she's like, I don't even believe this is a real police station. Like, and like, well, how could you?
And this is where Root's like, that.
Oh, she just spouts off like, this is you, who you are, where you live.
If you go out there, you will be killed
by a lummox named Zachary.
We're trying to keep you safe.
And then she looks at Fusco. Fusco's like, believe it or not, she's a good guy too. She's
and
crazy.
then Fusco just hands her the box, and then we see her.
Yeah.
She's created something to fry the electrics for the cameras.
So all the cameras go. Yeah. Which is really like, even like again, it cuts to Greer like, oh, very clever.
Yeah. And then she's like, can I use your phone?
Yeah. Or when I said eyes and ears, maybe it's even Greer that says, mate, Samaritan's not the only thing with eyes and ears. Looking. Yeah, I think it is. So, yeah,
it is, because when they see Root on the camera and they're like...
Yes. Oh, she winks at the camera. Yeah. It's so good. But yeah, she asks for phone, and then...
The
sets off an
abandoned building down the road blows up to divert the attention.
Yeah. But as because she asked for that and a car, right? An unlocked car. And as they're driving off, they kind of go down a road.
Yeah.
And like, did it work? It's like, well, it was always a 50-50.
Yeah.
And then they steal Grace. God damn it. So they all hide out in New Jersey, which I quite like, because obviously I think this is what makes Samaritans so scary. Like, in my opinion. This is a beta test where it only, at the moment, it doesn't even have its full power, like they said. At the moment, because even... what's his name? Virgil comments, oh, we could do this and this. Why don't we do it? And he's like, we don't have the full power yet because it would require more. For now, we've got this. And also, it's only in New York. It's just kind of scary, isn't it? Like, to imagine. So what? Could you imagine it at full potential? Like, how do you even counter that?
I don't know.
Because they like discuss in the diner, like they need to go get Grace again, and she brings out a map. Like, these are red areas,
dead spots.
Like places the machine has determined are dead zones where there's no audio or visual. So, and they last saw Grace being led here, or a car or something like that going to this place. Let's go get her. And then they see a delivery truck, right? So yeah.
Because they're like, how are we going to get back into the city?
Yeah.
They go to a port, don't they?
Yeah. I like how Reese talks about Finch again and how we need to save him, and she's like, oh, even after abandoning you, you're still a faithful watchdog. Which I quite like.
But they get back to the port.
We don't quite see that yet, though. We see Grace in a cage.
Oh, with her
and Greer comes to talk to her.
Yeah.
And she's asking all these questions, and he's like, the only important question is, who are you? Yeah. Yeah, they're at the port. Well, we can carry on with that conversation, because basically he just questions her about everything. And she basically tells everything, like the default stuff. He's like, yeah, you live here, this was your bedroom, your parents still live there. Like,
lovely couple.
But what's so...
But why are you just you?
Yeah, what else is there?
And that's when she says she was engaged 4
Well, he
years ago.
says, is there anything else? Like, anybody else in your life? Like...
Yeah, she was like, I was engaged, but he died 4 years ago. And he's like...
Starts questioning about Harold. And he really questions a lot about it without giving away anything. Which is, like, you thought, oh, is she... Because you kept saying, oh, she's going to find out. She didn't.
No, she didn't.
Which is, which makes his motivations even more a bit like, you know...
I don't know why.
I mean, he says it at the end. He's like, I didn't want to get off on the wrong foot. Where, I mean, you kidnapped Grace. Like, I mean, you're on the wrong foot already. And considering what you've been doing. So, yeah. But I really like her speech and the way she acted. Like, her acting was great. Like, she's like, the reason I know he didn't lie, my dad was an alcoholic, and I learnt how to tell when people were lying. And, I know he'd do anything for me. And that's even he's like, well, yeah, he clearly, I have no doubt about that. Like, yeah. And then that's when she questions, why is Harold so important? And he kind of is like, He's getting cold. He doesn't give
Yeah.
anything away, which is kind of
Fair
cool.
enough.
What do you think? You say you hate him, but
Yeah, I don't know.
they did a very good job at making you hate him. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're in the port, aren't they?
Yes.
They're trying to find out what's going on in the port.
Well, they're like, well, you can take your hat off because it's a dead zone.
Yeah.
I got radios, and that's when I nearly said it, but Shaw's like, oh, some good old fashioned recon or whatever. Yeah.
And they're looking in the offices, and then they find out there's only 3 ship manifests on the thing,
Well,
and there's 4.
well, yeah. So yeah, Shaw mentions there's 4 ships out there. How are we going to find anything? And she's like, you sure there were 4? He's like, let's go check it out.
A ship that's not been accounted for.
Yeah.
And they're like, why is there nobody around? Like, ships take a lot of people to man, and there's no one.
Yeah.
And Root lets Reese and Shaw take the below deck while she looks around.
It does worry me a little bit, Root being on her own. I guess they've been doing this long enough that she has learnt stuff, and she's probably good enough on her own.
We kind of didn't see that at the same time, did we?
What do you mean? In this episode,
yeah.
No. But what I'm saying is, I'm just saying, like, without the machine's help, it seems a bit more sketchy for her, in my
this
opinion.
Is where Reese and Shaw find that the crew have all been poisoned and dead, and
yes,
like, what the hell?
There's like a celebration of champagne.
Yeah, then Root Radio's going, you're going to want to come and look at this.
Servers.
But then this is where she has a laser on her that she has no idea. Luckily, she's with Root.
Yeah,
Reese
I didn't
and
actually
Shaw.
see the laser. I might
Did
have
you
looked
not?
away to write something. So
Yeah, it was literally like right here, and I was like,
yeah, but
yeah, that's how they knew to shoot.
Oh yeah, no, I thought there was just a noise. So I didn't,
No, there was a laser on her all of a sudden, which I don't get with those laser guns. Like, you're really like giving away that you're about to shoot.
Well,
someone.
it helps your aim, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it also gives away that you're.
I mean, there's even the famous game like Metal Gear Solid. Like, that's all about stealth. The whole point of the game is to be stealthy, but you have a gun with a laser pointer on it if you want it. But I mean, if you're going 1-on-1, it's not too bad.
No.
Because like the person wouldn't necessarily always see. Yeah. So, But the thing she said about the servers, they're cutting edge and like unlike anything she's ever seen.
Yeah.
If you think Samaritan's scary now, it's just a child learning to crawl. Like it's.
That someone goes to shoot her, they shoot them. Tablet.
Yeah. So they basically she plugs the tablet in and the machine helps her and they find.
Yeah. That he was just checking the manifest sort of thing.
Yeah, well, no, so they were like self-deleting text, there was this, that, and they found a location of where, I don't know where it was coming from or where they've been.
Where the message was coming from.
Yeah, so they're like, that's where we're going to go.
Spot. Yeah.
Let's go. And then she's staying. She's got stuff to do, which we'll find out later, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Tea time. Oh, we spoke about that.
But then they're all chasing down a car because they know what
they've been tracking. Samaritan's been tracking them, but
it's a homeless guy.
Yeah, I like that because Samaritan's scary, but again, they are used to being agents under the cover and
I like this bit because then he's obviously like, our cover's been blown, we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then we literally see Shaw and Reese turn up in the boot of a taxi.
Yeah. Well, it cuts to Greer as well, saying, "Why would they have dragged everyone across to this place?
Unless they were coming to the
other side. We've been compromised. Get rid of everything." And that's where they crawl out the boot. I like how she's like, the good thing about New York cabbies is they forget. Yeah.
Then they go in.
Yeah.
And then Reese comes across the tech guy.
Yeah. Just someone call IT support. Got to have those one-liners. It's like...
This is where Shaw says that...
There was tea, but...
It's still warm, so we've just missed them. And then on comes the screen.
It's creepy, isn't it? Yeah. It's like, I don't think he'll be telling you anything.
Because he's already dead.
Yeah. Which reminds me again... I don't know if it's too much of a spoiler. It reminds me in a way of some stuff in Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's what... I think I mentioned it because it was in the reunion episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where the guy killed him. Phil. Yeah. He kills himself. But he's basically like, bring me Harold Finch and you can have her back.
Meet on the bridge.
Yeah. They get a phone call and it's Root.
Yeah.
And she's like, the machine wants to let you know the camera's just gone out outside Grace's house. And there is Harold. Sitting there. He's like, I thought I could at least warn her, but...
It's true, though.
You
you need to do what they say.
yeah, I want to trade myself for her. That's what we got to do. And they're like, Shaw's like, we just got you back. We'll find someone else. It's like, no,
Yeah, we found
that's what we're
another
doing.
plan.
And even Reese is like, whatever you want, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this moment where Finch just goes to Reese, if they hurt her the
In
tiniest
any
bit,
way. Yeah, he's like, I'd like no violence,
yeah, if they hurt her in any way, shoot to kill.
but kill them all, is what he
Yeah.
said. Kill them all. It's so dark, but I do not blame him one bit. He purposely distanced himself from her to not get her involved, and they're
Yeah.
dragging her in. Which is the perfect way to make you hate them. Like,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, we already kind of hate them because they're bad, but yeah. Yeah. I know you kind of made a little comment, but yeah, this episode does make me emotional. It really does.
Everything makes you emotional.
No, but it is emotional. Like, their connection and, like, everything. It's just the way they talk about each other. They can't even talk to each other or see each other. It's crazy. Yeah, it's mad. And, like, everyone's always, like, I think, I listen to the soundtrack for this quite often. And, like, the song... when they were on the bridge, like everyone in the comments is like, oh, this part made me cry. This was I'm not the only one. So yeah, there was something else, the soundtrack I was going to talk about. Oh no, it was also like I was listening to the soundtrack and then there were like a few comments saying, oh, this show's gone downhill ever since they introduced Root and Shaw, and I was like, just like, the way you're wording this just kind of seems very pointed at two female characters, and I was like, they're great. I don't understand. What do you think of them both? What do you think of all the characters? I love them. I think they add more to the show, and they don't take away. Like, they were like, oh, I preferred it. Quite a few people I've seen say I preferred it when it was Reese and Finch.
But it makes more sense this way, because how can these, like, one guy with a gun and this other, like...
It's got, yeah, well,
it makes
again,
it more
well, the
like...
problem is, like, their argument is they preferred it when it was just them two helping a person. But you can't do that for 5 seasons. That will get stale.
It's a lot easier that they can spread out, like, they're actually, like, protecting someone more with multiple versions of them.
The point
like,
is
how
it
can
helps...
one person save one person?
I mean, I could see that in a way because they did it for a while.
Yeah,
but, like, especially now with Vigilance, Decima, everything
Yeah.
going on, it definitely helps having all these things. And
Stakes
I love...
have gone up.
And I think this show is definitely elevated by the later seasons and, like, how much more it goes into the... like, bigger mythos and story of everything. Like, it's just so good. I love everything.
It's like Root's whole storyline of,
Root's
like,
great.
she wanted to set the machine free.
Yeah.
But she saw them as not wanted to, like, and I think it all ties in together, like, all of their, like, Finch created the machine. He wanted to keep it under wraps. Reese is that guy that he just wants to help people because...
Yeah.
Shaw has gone through that. She worked for the machine without realising the government side.
Yeah,
and
they're both
she's
kind of similar in a
turned-
way. They want redemption for
Yeah.
what they've done in a kind of a way, yeah.
And Root has not set the machine free because the machine was already free without her realising. But she's now like the interface. Like they've all got their own parts.
Yeah, it all but like the argument people say is they wanted it to continue how it started, and I'm a bit like, well, the show's got to evolve, like, otherwise it'd get stale.
Because like it would have just been how just randomly having these numbers, but you're questioning like, how are these numbers? Like we had so many questions.
I mean, they could have added that in there, but
we had so many questions about the machine.
Well, I'm saying not taking such a drastic route of doing. Like going very in depth with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could have just stuck to that. But no, I'm saying they could have. That's what people argue
then it would
and
have
want.
just been like.
But I just
2
think
seasons.
that's boring. No,
It would have been 2
I think this
seasons.
show is so good. Like this is insane. This season is insane.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like my god, I love this show and I love all the characters. I think they're really good. So yeah, but that was the other thing I kept seeing. But yeah, I love the soundtrack to the show and their relationship is great. So. Kill them all, yeah, it's crazy.
Put them on the bridge.
Yeah. And Reese is like, we faced worse, we can do something, we can sort something out. And he's like, have we? I don't think this is worse.
No. And then as all their cars turn up and all the people pile out.
Oh yeah, so creepy.
And then,
the layout of them
Finch
is cool.
hands Reese an envelope and is like, when Grace is safe.
Yeah, give it to her.
This.
I like how he brings up as well. Is like, I've tried so hard to sever my connection to the machine, to like distance it, to not hurt the people I care about. But this moment was inevitable. It was always coming for me. I just couldn't avoid it, and here we are.
Yeah. I like when Reese just says to him, Harold, stay alive. We're coming for you.
I'm coming for you. Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah. like I said, they blindfolded her because you were worried that she was going to see him. It makes sense. Because, like, yeah. And it's just the slow walk across.
Zachary being like, keep your blindfold on, 100 paces. And, like, the moment he let go of her, and you could see her a bit like...
Yeah, wobbly. And, like, she must be, like, so confused.
Yeah.
And it's the stumble and him catching her. Oh.
And then she's just like, thank you.
And he can't even say anything.
No.
You're welcome. Like, what can he do? Just put on a silly voice.
I like how Reese also is like, get her safe. Like, doesn't even give her the chance to, like, reach up to her head.
No.
Like,
yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
Go. And then Fosco just like,
yeah. And that's it.
Everyone just disappears and they're just stood there.
Yeah. They return her home and they're kind of like, you going to be okay? And she's like, I don't know.
Am I even safe?
Yeah. And that's when Reese is like, no. Here you go.
Yeah.
That job you wanted? I even mentioned it. You got it. Yeah.
So, but I haven't. It's like
you got the place. Now here, there, go. Fosco will take you.
Accommodations all sorted.
Don't look back.
Yeah.
And as he's going to leave, she's like, Harold, like, you knew him, right? Like, what's he got to do with all this? He's like... And he's like, all I know is you loved him and he loved you. That's it. Yeah.
Can we see Harold in a room?
No, not quite yet, because that's the ending shot. We see...
oh, yeah.
We see...
The senator.
Yep, they capture a terrorist. He's like, one terrorist, there's all the information you need. There you go. And even Zachary's like, so that's it. We got no connection now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, but we have the senator's trust and whatever. So it's a good test. There we go. And we got something far more important. And then we see Samaritan shutting down.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was going to be the end of the episode, because that would have been a good point to end it, but no.
See Harold in a room.
No, we get Reese and Shaw turning up with Root in a van. Root's turned up in a van.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And they're all kind of like talking about it, and she's like, no, the only person that can see us now is the machine.
The other one's shut down.
For now.
Yeah.
But you should trust me, is all she said, basically.
She opens the trap.
We got 7 Samaritan servers.
servers.
What is she going to do with them? What do you reckon?
Yeah, override them? I don't know. Like...
Yeah, crazy.
Is it to limit how powerful the machine gets? So it won't be at its full capacity if it doesn't have all their servers?
Yeah. Don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Bargaining chip? I'll give you back the 7 servers if you give us back Harold.
I mean, that still would mean they'd all end up dead if it's
I guess so.
fully operational, right? Yeah. There we go. But then we see Harold in a room.
Yeah.
And Greer. And he's even like, I appreciate you blindfolded her. And he's like...
Is that only that'd be what you wanted?
Yeah. I didn't want to get off on the wrong foot.
Yeah. I don't know if they just want Harold because... It's part of me that's like, do they need Harold to set up Samaritan?
I don't know.
On that larger scale, though.
It seems ready to go.
Like, is something missing?
I don't know. Because, like, it seems ready to go.
Harold is the only one that's been able to do it. Like, they can do it on a small scale, but is there an issue with the larger scale?
I don't know.
Why else would they want Harold?
That's because setting up hardware is not the same as the actual software. The software would have been the hardest part to create this basically AI machine.
But do you know what I mean? Like, for them wanting
but
Harold.
the actual hardware stuff is my argument is like because even Harold didn't set up the machine. They gave him all the parts and then sent it off and was like, it's yours now, you set it up. Like, do you know what I mean? So that's my counter to that.
One.
I don't actually remember.
Like, yes, Harold created the machine, but actually Root is the one that's more in connection with the machine than Harold.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what they want with him.
He's a very hard man to find. Yeah. That's what they say. And that was it. That was Beta. Really, really good episode. Like this show. We have 2 episodes left. What is going to happen?
Harold back?
What do you reckon?
It's so weird thinking about it because I feel like we ended an episode before with Harold getting kidnapped, but by Root.
By Root, yeah.
And now it's like...
Yeah. It's crazy
Harold's
to
getting
think.
kidnapped and Root is trying to save him.
That's why I love it as well, because the introduction of Root, you're like, whoa, this is like a big thing. She's kidnapping, she wants the machine, she's like going after it, and then it's like, wait a second, she's on our side. Like, it's so bizarre. Yeah. How do you reckon the season will end? That's the question.
I'd love to have Harold back, but I don't know if that will happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't know. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to see. Anything else you want to see happening?
I don't know, actually.
How will they-
Vigilance wasn't even
How will they
about,
get
were
him?
they?
Yeah, no vigilance. How will they get Harold back?
I don't know.
I kind of like that with this season towards the later half, is how we're flip-flopping between Vigilance
Yeah.
and Samaritan or Decima. Yeah. So, do you think we'll see Grace ever again?
No.
You don't think so? No, she's off to Italy.
Yeah.
Never looked back.
Italy seems to be the place to go.
Yeah. So, there we go. Man, I love this. 2 episodes. I really want to watch them today, but I don't think we'll have time. It takes us a while, because obviously we do a bit of a discussion afterwards. I mean, it would help if we didn't discuss as much, but I think it adds more. I like talking about it, and I don't know. I mean, you'd prefer to just sit here and video. You would have finished it 2 years ago. But there we go. We'll be back for episode 22, the penultimate episode of season 3. In a week's time. Otherwise, next on the channel is more Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But yeah, I cannot wait for more. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye bye.